All right, so there's been a lot of talk about if Melo to Detroit instead of Darko Milicic being the second pick. Would he be a good fit for the Pistons, and would he have rings right now? There's a lot of factors that play a part into that, I want to say, myth or that belief. And Melo's my guy. Like, no matter what, Melo's my guy. And he's my favorite, one of my favorite players of all time. He's my current favorite player right now. But I think a lot of people are thinking about it, how it would be Chauncey, Rip, Melo, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace. For one, Melo, as much as I love Melo, Melo doesn't play defense that much. And he'll be taking Tayshaun Prince, and Tayshaun pretty much was the primary defender on Detroit, on the perimeter. He was the one you would stick on, the Kobe's, the Reggie Millers, the whatever premier defender, premier scorer is on the opposite team. The McGrady's, the Vince Carter's, Allen Iverson's, whoever the team is playing. Melo's not going to take that role. He's going to look to score. So that's one thing. Two, it's also a possibility if the Pistons get Melo, they wouldn't feel the need to get Rasheed Wallace. And I'm gonna tell you why. Rasheed Wallace, he's a good defender. He's a live body. He's a big guy. But the fact that you get Melo and throwing him on the Pistons, he'll probably play the power forward position. His position in college was power forward. So it's a possibility they would probably put him at power forward, and he'll be more of a offensive threat than a defensive force on that team, while Rasheed Wallace played both sides of the ball. Rasheed was offense and defense. He was tall enough to guard the bigs in the post, block shots, rebound, and affect shots, as opposed to Melo. He's not the defensive stopper that Rasheed is, and Melo's going to focus more on scoring. So you needed that Rasheed, Ben Wallace, Tayshaun Prince front court as your front line of defense. Melo would take away what the Pistons are known for, which is defense. They had four pretty much all NBA defenders. I don't say all NBA because I don't think Billups and Rip was like all world defenders. Maybe not even Tayshaun, but they was pretty much really good defenders and have legendary defensive numbers while they was all together. Melo, being who he is, that would probably take away from their main moniker, which is defense. So I'm not quite sure that Melo taking the place of either Tayshaun or Rasheed Wallace on the Pistons would equal to 2 or 3 championships. And you guys know Melo's my guy. That's my favorite player. But I'm just aware that, everything is it's just situations when it comes to championships, when it comes to accomplishments in the NBA. Like, winning a championship is hard. It is so difficult to win a championship in the NBA. And it's a lot of factors that play into being a championship team. So it's not even a slight difference. One big difference in just getting Melo as opposed to Darko Milicic, who Darko admitted he wasn't ready to play on this team. He wasn't ready to play big minutes and come and make an impact on this team. So that's one thing. Well, that's another thing that plays a factor, because Darko wasn't getting a lot of minutes, so he wasn't really disrupting the flow of the game. And as opposed to if Melo came in, he's gonna want the ball right away. 1 minute, make an impact, want to score big numbers. And the Pistons wasn't. It pretty much wasn't about that at that moment. It was about winning. It was about getting the job done. Even though I'm not saying Melo isn't a winner, because of course the year before he got drafted, he won a college championship. But I don't think second pick overall, he's gonna lead them to a championship. A rookie. It's very rare that happens. So the fact that this is a discussion it's a little absurd. It is one of the biggest what-ifs ever in NBA history. If Melo was drafted by the Pistons instead of Denver. But Melo had a great career, is having a great career, I want to say it. And he's still going strong. And I'm sure Melo's not thinking about it. Like, oh, what if? Like, I'm pretty sure that was like kind of like in a moment thing where they was talking about it, and he's like, oh yeah, I probably would have won like 2 or 3 championships on that team. He's not thinking about that. He's thinking about it right now. Hopefully, I just don't think it. I don't think it would happen. That's just my opinion on it. But Melo's a great player, Hall of Fame. I think he's definitely going to Hall of Fame, and he's balling out with Portland right now. So hopefully, they can turn it around and make the playoffs. Hopefully, the season starts back eventually this year. But I don't think Detroit would have won a championship if they got Carmelo Anthony. I want to thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys remember to subscribe to this podcast, share it, like it, leave a rating. You can follow us on Facebook at The Stop and Pop. You can also follow us on Instagram, The Stop and Pop. No underscores, no spaces, no nothing. Well, Facebook spaces, The Stop and Pop. And I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for listening.